Today we're back out here near our raised bed that we constructed this past winter, and you might remember that on one of the shows I mentioned I was planting this tomato. It's called BadaBing, and it's an All-America selection that just came out, and so we were anxious to try it. Now, I think I might have said that it was determinate, but it actually is considered an indeterminate tomato. However, it really stays around 40 inches, so that's one of the reasons why I chose it to go into our raised beds here. Now, you can see we have trellised it, so that's an important note. If you have the time, it's really beneficial to go ahead and trellis your tomatoes, even if they are going to stay relatively compact, because you can see what we're starting to get now is the fruit, which is what we're after all. So we're getting a lot of fruit coming on here, and some of these are very large. Now, the actual fruit that this BadaBing tomato produces is actually like a large cherry or cocktail type tomato. So they're going to get to be about 1.5 inches. But the benefit of this particular type of tomato is it's got some cracking resistance also. Of course, it also has all of the disease resistance that we're looking for as well. So we're getting some beautiful tomatoes, and you guys know how much rain we've had and how dry it's gotten in between that rain. We're actually in a drought, but yet we've just got 5 inches of rain. So that's what causes some of that cracking, is too much excessive water all of a sudden, and then the fruit actually sort of explodes from the inside, causing that cracking. So I'm happy to report we're not seeing any cracking on this fruit, considering the recent weather that we've had. So we've got some beautiful fruit that are coming on. And like I said, we have been pruning this a little bit and training it. So we've been trimming those suckers that are sort of the middle branches. And so that's important to kind of reduce some of that excessive vegetation so that the energy goes back into the fruiting. However, you do want to make sure you're leaving some fair amount of vegetation, not only because that's how it gets its energy through photosynthesis, but also that provides important cover for those plants so they don't get sunburned. So we've got some intense sun coming in, and that can cause some sun scalding. So we, like I said, have trellised these. So we've used a couple of different methods here. We love our tapener. If you don't have one of these and you're doing a lot of trellising, check out one of these. It's like a staple gun in the fact that it pulls this tape out, then you kind of put it around the vine, staple it again, and it cuts it off just like that. So that's one great way of actually trellising your tomatoes if you're doing a lot. It's an easy way to do it. However, what we're finding is because these are such large vines, they're getting heavier with the fruit. We're using also this Velcro tape, which is nice. So it's got this fuzzy side on one side and then the hooks on the other, and you can just cut it to fit your vines and your trellis to get around there. So that will actually hold a little bit more weight than what our tapener tape has been doing. So just some examples to use if you're looking at trellising your tomatoes still. And again, the reason why we're trellising is because we want to also encourage good airflow. Again, we've had a lot of rain, so getting those plants up off the ground, allowing for that air circulation, it's just going to allow them to dry out a little bit faster and further reduce any disease or pathogens that might be splashing on that plant. So we're pretty happy with how our BadaBing tomatoes have turned out. And so if you're looking for a new tomato to try next season, you might check this one out.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.